What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about why I'm not giving up on Skull and Bones, at least not yet. I thought this would be something fun. You know, we're still in July, we're in a little bit of a lull, and I want to make videos, and I feel like I've done over the last couple of weeks that I actually want to make, and I try to always do that, but this is one that I really have a strong passion for, and I think you guys that at least follow me, right, you guys would know that as well. So, you know, well, what's going on with Skull and Bones? Well, nothing's really kind of come up that has, like motion for me to do this stuff, but you know, I've obviously talked about Skull and Bones quite a lot. In fact, I've covered Skull and Bones ever since it was first announced, 4 or 5 years ago. So I've been right there. We've made numerous videos, and you know, you see the ebbs and flows. And I've seen it not even just with Skull and Bones. I've seen it with all other games of people getting excited, then people just wanting the game to die and get canceled because, like, there's no news. Back and forth, back and forth. I see it all the time. And for Skull and Bones, I've seen it just like all the others. But I'm very, unlike some of the games, I'm very passionate for Skull and Bones. So I really love the potential for it. That's why. In fact, if you were to boil it down to one thing, even though it's kind of an ambiguous answer, if you just say, well, Alex, like, why aren't you just done with the game? It's because I think the potential for a Pirates game is enormous, and it hasn't been taken advantage of as much as you would think it would. Now, and I thought about this to myself when I was letting my dogs outside, and I was like, I want to make some of these videos, kind of coming to life. I've talked about like a Pirates of the Caribbean, like an RPG, or literally just a Pirates RPG game, right? I don't necessarily consider Sea of Thieves that, even though I guess technically it is, right? I'm talking about like a Witcher or Dragon Age or Mass Effect, something in that style, but with pirates. And again, not necessarily Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, you can have Davy Jones, but you can have supernatural stuff. But, I'm not saying you're playing as Jack Sparrow, right? That's an aside. I will make those videos, and I will make them faster if you guys, let me know in the comments that you want to see them. But I still think just the general space for Pirates games is just, like, absent. It's insane how stupid Disney is with the movies, and it's insane how almost blissfully unaware game developers are on the potential. They're really both incredibly stupid with not seeing what the potential is for games like this. You literally see it with Sea of Thieves, where you get the Pirates of the Caribbean update, and not only, obviously, is it probably at the top of Game Pass now, but if it wasn't already, but even on Steam, it's been like #1 or #2 for the past 3 weeks. So people are literally, even though you could just get it on Game Pass for free, people are spending money on this thing for PC just because of Pirates of the Caribbean. That's a big thing for like Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow and Pirates of the Caribbean, but I think it's also just literally a thing for pirates. So when you talk about Skull and Bones, it's the potential. It's different. You know what I mean? In a way, it's honestly a little bit of the same that we saw with Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but that was incredible. And just taking, again, just the basic idea. I mean, they could have written this down in like 20 minutes. I could write this down in 20 minutes. And if that's what got them through, I guess congratulations to them, because all they're doing is taking the fundamental ship stuff, not even ship combat, but like, exploration and moving the ship and a crew and all that stuff. They're just taking that and expanding upon it and making its own thing. I don't know why it's so difficult. I don't know why it's taking them so long. Well, I do think we all kind of know why. It's probably because Ubisoft wants some sort of live service element in, and maybe that's a little bit difficult for them to figure out. Maybe there just flat out isn't enough content, but again, I really don't think so. I think the general idea, even if you just had it how they did it, where you're just sailing. Now, is that a little limited? Yeah, I would prefer you can get out of your ship. I'd prefer that you could have sword fights and stuff like that, because now you're getting really close to like an RPG. I don't think it will be an RPG, right? I think you will be able to get off your ship. I think you will be able to board other ships, probably go on islands, take quests, in a way of like, a little bit like Sea of Thieves, honestly, but slightly different, but just kind of removing the personality. There's not going to be some like quest that changes your life with characters and story, right? That, again, you would need the games that I talked about a couple minutes ago. Those are the kind of games that need to release in order to get that. But I still think like this area, this small little surface area of the Pirates medium is like up for the taking for Black Flag, right? For Skull and Bones, it's right there, and I think they can still do it. That's the other thing too. Like, again, the reason why I haven't given up on it is, well, I don't want to say like they haven't given us reason to, right? Because, oh my dear God, how much more could they do to stop us from caring about this game? basically, I think as far as we know, at least 2 to 3 times this game has been rebooted. I feel like if you believe the most prominent of game leakers, right, the game's been rebooted from the ground up at least 3 times, at least, if not more. And that's horrible. You know what I mean? Now, is the basic idea of the game maybe going to survive all that? Probably. But, like, you know, the game that we're going to get, and I keep saying it, right? The game we're going to get is going to be so different from the game that we saw back in, 2017? And I think 2017 was the first trailer. 2018, we got to see kind of the 20-plus minutes of gameplay, which looked solid. It looked really, really good. So it's going to be a very different game from that, right? Just like a Dead Island 2 is not going to be the same Dead Island 2 that we saw the trailer and behind-the-scenes gameplay like 6-7 years ago, right? It's just not going to be the same game. But it's right there. The idea of your ship, of having weather elements impacted as well. Like, these are things, again, like, they're in Sea of Thieves, but, like, even when I was, I played the entire Pirates of the Caribbean content in Sea of Thieves, and I loved it, and I think they did a really good job. There's still stuff, though, that's missing. There's still stuff I wish that they would do. Again, like, I guess, like, even, like, RPG elements I would have. But even the idea of, like, again, let's just say weather. Like, if Skull and Bones could come up with a maelstrom, right? The whirlpool, basically, at the end of Pirates 3. Just, if you could make that, do you know how cool that would be? No other game does that. Just do it. You know what I mean? Or just the simple fact of their ship-to-ship combat. Sea of Thieves is not that intricate. You know what I mean? It's very simple, and it needs to be. That's the kind of game that it is. But Skull and Bones has the potential to do more. Again, maybe not necessarily do more, but just do something different. So that's why. That ultimately, it's almost, I don't know if you call it, like, stupidity or like my optimism, right? I'm not an idiot. I'm not, like, gullible, okay? I do understand the odds of it being kind of bad or just, downright awful are probably pretty high, right? I'm not like an idiot, but I think just, again, the idea of what this game could be, and even what we saw, like, I was happy with what we saw. Finding out later that, again, you couldn't really do, like, they're all cutscenes when you, like, if you were to, like, board a ship, like, you don't actually get to swing on a rope, jump on a ship, fight the crew, take whatever you want, go back. Like, you wouldn't be able to actually do that. That's pretty stupid. So, like, we found that out afterwards, though, like, a week or so afterwards. That sucked, but, like, what we saw was still pretty good. So, maybe it really is me kind of like chasing the dream of like what I hope Skull and Bones could be. And then when it comes out, it's like, this is nothing like I wanted. This is nothing like I thought. In fact, maybe you just shouldn't have made the game. Just drop it in the first place. And again, at this point, I mean, we know what Ubisoft is. I mean, they literally announced a free-to-play Division game. Now, maybe that's good. Maybe it's bad. Maybe they want to do that with Skull and Bones. You know what I mean? So when we see Skull and Bones, again, it could be very different from what we got. But I'm not going to let go of that hope because I just think that there's something special specifically with Black Flag, because that's really all you can go. Again, like, you saw stuff for Skull and Bones, but if you played Black Flag, and I did, and I know a lot of you guys did, I actually, and I've said this before, I didn't like Black Flag, like, at all. Like, the story, the character, the Assassin's Creed part of it, I only played it for the ship stuff. That's it. I spent hours just blowing up ships, the rain, and when, like, the waves were big, and all the different kind of environmental things like that, just experiencing that. That's the only reason I care about that game whatsoever. So, again, I want that as its own game, because then then I think you could just kill Assassin's Creed Black Flag and never talk about it again. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. Maybe you found this interesting, maybe you didn't, but let me know what you guys think. Are you still, holding out hope for Skull and Bones? When do you think we'll see it next? All that stuff. Make sure, if you made it this far, well, thank you very much. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up. Leave a like. That would definitely help the video as well. All of my social media stuff is in the description below if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, Podcast Now 15. I have a second channel called Podcast Now Plus. Again, links are below. We have a Patreon. We have a YouTube membership. If you guys want to support us there as well, obviously, would be very grateful. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.